All right, I'm not gonna lie. I was not expecting this from Popovich. I was not expecting this amount of confidence in Jeremy Sochan so early. I wasn't prepared for this comparison. I this is not normal. This doesn't happen every day when it comes to Popovich and his compliments.
I want some rest. Are we having fun yet?
Okay, you guys can't lie to me, all right? Tell me that this is not a dope photo. This is probably my favorite photo of the year. I don't know if a lot of people would agree with me on this, but this is a dope photo right here, man. This, I don't know. This feels like one of those photos that we're gonna look at years down the line, and we're just gonna reminisce like, man, this kid, what he became was absolutely incredible. So this won't be a long video by any means, okay? Clanthemerchfan.com if you guys want to support. Yeah, I didn't even segue that time. I didn't even segue. Don't mess with the Sochan. I got some other designs coming too. But if you guys want to support, please do, man. Clanthemerchfan.com. So this won't be a long video because this isn't a super long quote, but I am a little shocked by this. So ask Pop about Sochan's growth as an offensive initiator, ball handler this season. He's wild. He's doing whatever he wants. I just love watching him. This is ridiculous. This is a rookie he's talking about. This is not normal. It's kind of like watching Manu when we first got him. I have no idea what he's going to do. Dang. He brings it up and plays point when Trey Jones is out of the game. He does a little bit of everything. He's really a competitive young man with a lot of skills that are just not honed and perfected. But he's hungry and he wants to be really good. This is incredible. This is an incredible. Now, guys, you know I've been really high on Sochan, but I was not expecting him. And I've always said this. I think he's going to be legit. I think he's going to be special. I just wasn't expecting it to be this early because usually players that have to work on their shooting, it takes a while, right? It takes at least a couple years for you to really get going. But man, I really thought about this. I sat back and I said, what is it about Jeremy Sochan that's causing him or allowing him to learn so quickly? And I was like, well, duh, Clan, it's literally something we've talked about before. We've talked about Jeremy Sochan and how he's played in multitude of different systems. He's played in different environments and he's played in different countries that play the game differently than you do in America. Like for instance, when he was in Baylor, he took more of a back to the basket type approach. And when he was overseas, it was more of a face-up game. So he is not necessarily perfected, but he has learned from both of those different types of systems. Even him coming off the bench as a six-man with Baylor, like there's so many different roles he's had to play. And I think that's part of why when he went into the draft, 9th is really high. But I think when it's all said and done, and this is just my initial reaction right now, as far as this season, this is my initial reaction. And this is my prediction. I think in a couple years, there's going to be teams before us that's going to be a little upset with themselves that they didn't go with Jeremy Sochan. But I understand it. When you look at his shooting, I saw this and I said this as well when we got him. I said, this is a guy that we really got to steal on because a lot of people don't necessarily want to go through the hassle of, can he shoot, can he not? Especially in a league where you have to be able to shoot threes. Now he's playing so confident. And I said this as well. This is before we even got him when I was doing all the draft prospects, which I'm going to do it this season as well. But when I was looking at him, one thing that I said was, okay, he doesn't shoot that well, but he does have a signature move, that spin jumper, mid-range. And I was like, at least he has a go-to move, and at least he's confident and he's willing to shoot. One thing that I've always said, and some other people have said this as well, is like, you compare him, who could he be in the NBA? People said Draymond Green. I also thought Ben Simmons, but one big difference between Sochan and Ben Simmons is Sochan's willing to shoot. So even that willingness to go out there and take risk is just huge. It makes a huge difference. And I was not expecting Ben Simmons to be this bad. He's gotten much worse. I was not expecting him to get this bad. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. It's just one of those things that's a little shocking when he says it's kind of like watching Manu. It's almost like Popovich is a fan of Sochan's almost. And I know that Sochan is very mature for his age. I mean, most Spurs typically are, right? They're pretty mature for their age. I mean, even to the point where Sochan, like, they went out to dinner or something like that. Sochan tried to order a drink, and Pop was like, "No, you can't do that here." So I'm sure they have some really great conversations. We've also talked about that relationship that I said that Popovich and Sochan would have a really good relationship. And one thing that I noticed about Sochan is that he absolutely loves to read. And if you know anything about Popovich, one thing that he always does is he gives his players, I think it's for Christmas. For Christmas, he gives them books to read. Even Keldon Johnson said, "Yeah, I got books from Pop, and I never opened them a day of my life." But I guarantee you, Sochan would. So these two just connect on so many levels. Okay, they understand cultures. They probably have really good conversations. And Popovich overall just thinks that this dude is going to be special. So this is huge praises. The last time I've heard Pop praise someone like this, like, really, you bring up Manu? That's insane. The last time I've seen him do that is Kawhi, like when he really praised Kawhi. I don't, and he's giving some praise to Keldon and Devin and stuff like this, but not like this. Not like this. I mean, the closest thing as fans that we've seen, and we were like, it's kind of like Manu, is like Lonnie. Only because Lonnie, each night, it was like, we don't know what we're going to get out of him. Like, and I don't mean like consistency or inconsistency. I didn't mean that in a negative way. Just like, oh, there's a move that we didn't know he had in his arsenal, you know? But the fact that he brought that up with Sochan, that's just, I'm baffled. I just was not expecting this. I was not expecting this comparison whatsoever. But does it shock me that they have a good relationship? No. Does it shocks me that Pop likes Sochan as a player? No. But a couple things that shocked me is the fact that Jeremy Sochan's shooting ability is improving this much. Wasn't really expecting that this early. In this comparison, I would have never guessed in a million years that Pop would even utter Manu's name when comparing a different player. So this is huge praises. All right, Pop knows basketball much more than me or you. So the fact that he said, "Hey, it's kind of like Manu," do not take that with a grain of salt. That's pretty great. But anyways, I'll give it to you guys later. If you want to support the channel, please, man, clanthemerchfan.com, link in the description, or become a patron or YouTube member. I'll give it to you guys later. Till next time. Bye.